so weak, don't wanna end up on a street, just trying to make ends meet any way that we can every day.
I think all musicians are just junkies. We're all just trying to seek pleasure. When we make the right noises, when we have the right vibration with the universe, and we have our octaves or our fifths or whatever it is, we're just getting off on it.
Your broken heart will learn to love again.
My name is Kirsten Price and I produce music. I was the kid that wouldn't stop singing. I guess it was just trying to get whatever is inside your head out. Really, music was running after me for a long time, and I was saying, no. And then eventually I gave in. Because I have a voice that people like, I ended up singing for a lot of different people, doing a lot of things. I was always desperately trying to know, how did you make that sound? How did that happen? I saw that it was Reason. I was just gobsmacked, and it was sucking 0 CPU, and he was making these incredible soundscapes. You know, how do you do that? That's so cool. They'll tell you all their tricks. I think it's a really great learning tool for me. Using the information that I learned of how things work from Reason and applying them to real physical situations was just wonderful. If I have a Wurlitzer up and I put a little bit of distortion on it, it just completely changes the vibe. I do it on strings, I do it on piano. It's a very, very small amount, but it will definitely give it much more of a live, organic feel. I really love music, and I really like experimenting and finding out how to get things done. We're taking a look at a track called Come As You Are, which is a guy kind of rock track. Everything in this track is built around one piece of ear candy, and it goes. Yeah. So that's the seed of the production value of the song. It is mostly this Thor bass, played way away from what a bass sound should sound like. I don't think a sound is ever what it says it is in Reason. You just have to make it what you want it to be. But I knew I wanted to go woo, so I was experimenting with the polyphonic synths and Maelstrom and all kinds of things to get that woo thing, and then I thought, well, they don't have the right sound, maybe I have to find the right sound in the Thor and go in and program the boundaries so that I can mess with it. And then, since I had the MIDI that was playing that part, I just kept auditioning sounds, and that worked. The bass sound kind of really complements that. The two kind of go around each other in a little circular motion. So they're playing in and out of each other. So we have this kind of wave-like, luscious ocean thing going on that doesn't really go anywhere and doesn't stop, but it's just this cool ear candy kind of thing. This is one of the rare tracks where I didn't start with the drums. I just started with that kind of soundscape feeling. And the drums, I transferred some live audio. These drums. But they kind of sounded a little bit weak, and they weren't really giving me the kick, and the bass wasn't kicking the way it was supposed to do, and I wasn't getting a nice big slap on the snare. So I imported the MIDI into redrum. I just layered what the live drums were doing, a little bit of cymbals too on the chorus. So that was the drums. So the only live elements are the drums, which aren't really much until they're beefed up with the kick and the snare from Reason, and then the electric guitars. And that's it. There's not much in there. I love it when that happens. I love it when it's just, there's this piece and that piece and that piece, and bam, it works.
Yes, I know that you're gone.
Often I'll know what I want to do and I won't know how to do it. That's where something like Reason comes in. It's a program whereby if you can imagine a sound, you can kind of make it happen. I find that the best and the most fun times to be had are when you don't know how to make the sound that you want, and you just kind of experiment and push the envelope and surprise yourself. In terms of versatility and being intuitive, I don't think there's much that can beat Reason in terms of the depth and breadth of what you can do with it. I don't think there's any other single platform that can get what's inside your head out in an easier, more coherent, more professional way.
Though you're far away, you know there's still a place right here in my heart, each and every day.
I have a lot of records that I want to make. I have a lot of very specific albums that I want to make. I feel like I don't have a choice, and I've found that a lot of people that are very serious about what they do are doing it because they really feel like they can't do anything else.
But I'm still waiting for you.
I think a lot of us feel that way.